Hello and welcome one more time to this video again about Wi-Fi. But today we're going to try and record packages and see what really happens on the access point. I'm going to try and use my phone, and we're going to use Wireshark. I'm going to try to place some filters and stuff. Now, I already ran the command m1ng check kill, already ran the command m1 start VLAN 0, so my card is in monitor mode. What we're basically going to do now is start the error dump. Before we do that, let's just figure out which channel my access point is broadcasting internet to this time. And this is another opportunity for me to tell you that if this is what you see and you don't get anything, it's not because it's not working. I have tried this a few times, and if you look at the channels it's cycling through, you might think that, oh, it's not looking at the right channel, there's nothing going on, it's maybe not working. Now, there are a few things you could do. You can try and do a start and stop, so you can stop it, for example, at the right amount, of course, and then you can try and then start it again, and then see if it fixes it, and then do a error dump on VLAN 0. And if it doesn't fix it, I advise you to restart the machine. So I'm going to do that by just pressing here and press restart. So I restarted the machine, and the reason that I paused the video while I did that, because no reason for you to look at it. So I'm going to do the sudo m1 ng check kill, the password for root. Then basically just going to do a start for VLAN 0. And now we should be able to run our error dump on VLAN 0mon. And now we're going to see here, we see different kind of Wi-Fi access points already. The one we're going to look for is the one called bogus Wi-Fi. We have it right here. Today it is running on channel 11. So let's go ahead and do a -C11 and Wireshark. Wireshark, can I spell? There we go. So Wireshark is open, and I'm gonna point Wireshark to look at the interface called VLAN 0mon. You can also see it is receiving traffic. And now we're of course gonna see a lot of different things going on. So what I'm gonna try to do is see if we can write EA poll and get the handshakes only, or whatever kind of handshake. So I'm gonna turn off my Wi-Fi and turn on again. Let's see if that's gonna trigger it. And what you see here is very interesting, because we actually got the first 4 packages of the handshake this time. Before, when we did a half handshake, we got the first of 4 and the second of 4. And that really means that we are going to look at the other 2. So we have the third of 4 here. And basically just click through them all. You can see that it is the same kind of package going on, that this is a Wi-Fi frame. So the frame is right here, and if you look into the frame, you'll see stuff like the interface, encapsulation type, you know, which kind of protocol you're going to use, and some epoch time, and a lot of interesting information that's not really relevant right now. And you're going to look further down, you will see the radio information. And you can see, like, this is the signal strength and the frequency, the channel and stuff like that, which is also relevant enough, not for us right now. And you're gonna see stuff like receiver address, transmitter address, destination address, and stuff like that. So the protocol for Wi-Fi is quite more advanced than the normal TCP protocol. We can go ahead and look at it, say Wi-Fi protocol, and see if we can get the some image of it. Yep. Is that the no Wi-Fi protocol header? I don't know how to get it. I think this is the one. We can see that there's some more. Yeah, it's the 802.11 MAC header. So we can see we got the frame control, the duration ID, address 1, 2, 3. Sequence control, address, network data, and some FCS with 4 bytes of space. That is the actual protocol. Now, this is not going to in-depth talk about the protocol, so we're not going to spend much time on it. But this is the way it's built, and if you look at Wireshark, let's do that again. We're not going to see stuff like TCP or stuff like that. It's a totally different thing. Now, what is interesting here is actually the the authentication, which is, let's make this a bit bigger. So it's sending the nouns, and on the second one here, you can see it changes a bit. And this is the exchange of keys. All this is encrypted data, of course, because we're using a VPA encrypted algorithm for the access point. This is, of course, really good. So whenever you are having a device, for example a phone, connect to an access point, you can go ahead and filter out the EA poll and see the handshake stuff going on. So if you get the first and the second, it basically means you have half handshake. If you get all four, you have a full handshake. So whenever you're doing Wi-Fi capture, you're capturing the Wi-Fi handshake. By default, the one you gotta capture the most is gonna be the four-way handshake, because this is it's gonna be the half handshake, because that is what devices are broadcasting in the air. If you're going to do this, let's say on a school, and you're just gonna prove the point to your students or something, I actually think about doing that and just record all their half handshakes, and then basically say, now listen, now I can brute force your password at home, and you can do nothing about it. And that is true. You can do nothing about it. If you just capture whatever data is in the air, is that illegal? It's like, yeah, there's a reason that it's encrypted. So that is, of course, for security countermeasures. However, not security countermeasure for security measures, sorry, but are you allowed to capture it? And I guess that kind of depends on where you're from in the world and what is your intentions with it. Now, this is still capturing, and if there's someone with the phone walk through and actually try to connect, and I could try and see if I have some network that I'm gonna try and connect to that I can see on my phone. I'm just trying to give knowledge to you, not really trying to hack anyone or anything. That's why I also have my own Wi-Fi access point, but I'm not really seeing any other networks I can connect to on my phone. And basically it's not a very strong receiver either on the phone, so yeah. I'm gonna try and put it to the power, because sometimes the cord itself will act as an extension to the antenna, so it's gonna get a wider span. But that's maybe that's only the old occasions. But I'm not really seeing any other Wi-Fi networks. My Wi-Fi adapter, which is this one here on my the Alpha card that I bought, can of course see a lot of different connections, but for this one here, not really. I could try and go and do a search. So let's do a search for test. It's not even gonna happen. Nope. Yeah, so I'm not seeing any other networks on my phone. Not really gonna do anything with the power cords to take it out. I am connected now. So if I disconnect, just to show you that I have disconnected totally from my iPhone, it is gray. And now it is green, as you can see, and it's connecting to bogus Wi-Fi. And the same time it did, you can see that on the screen that we got another handshake. That is basically what is going on. Now, if I then on my phone, let's say that I wanted to fill the traffic from this one here, just say apply as filter selected. We can see the traffic that I sent from my phone here. Let me see, just check if that is correct. The phone that I use at the current moment, it would seem it is. Let's go ahead and try and do something. Log into the actual admin panel. Now we do not have the you can see that got a package package 9830. So I'm gonna say advanced, proceed, and you can see that now it kind of hops. So that was a lot of packages just to get the interface of the, I don't know if you can see that, you can see something on the phone, I guess, the interface of the access point. And you can basically click any of those packages here and say click, and what you're gonna see here is jumble jumble, you know, it's not gonna be anything specific. Now you're gonna see the length here of the data packages is only 42, so we're gonna pick this one here, and it says data. What you see here are the data wise. Also going to look at the in hex view. It's going to be encrypted with some sort of key. Now we don't have that key. Well, we do technically have it because I created it, but we have it, so we're going to play with it. And we can see that it's encrypted. We cannot use that for anything. We'll try and find other packages with a larger size. There's something here also containing data. We don't know what it is, but it's data, and it is of course the web page. You can see a lot more data packages here. So we're going to see these IP4 and also IP6. It seems that it supports that. But anyways, this is the data carried, and basically that's going to be the data we could try and decode or crack if we had the correct measurement installed. So going back to the filter of EA poll, we can see the handshakes, and basically that's going to be them. Now they are sorted. Maybe we should just do it by number. So we can see that if we click here on Wireshark, it's going to create a small, beautiful, like this is starting here or ending here. So it says these 4 packages do coexist together. Now, if you were to export this, you know, just press that and export specified packages. Then we can run aircrack and then crack it with some dictionary attack. But that's basically the only way we can crack the VPA. Of course, I don't know if there's some vulnerability to it, or some serious vulnerability to the encryption type of VPA 2 or 3. I have no idea. I don't think so. So the only kind of attack that's going to work on this is going to be a dictionary attack, which is just going to take some time. Basically, it's just in time. This is how it looks in Wireshark, and if we just take the filter totally off, we will see we have a whole lot of packages. We can just go through different kinds of them and just have a look. A lot of bogus Wi-Fi, which is me, of course. And if we just look for some others, there's something here I see a lot. It's called Wi-Fi 0260. And we could, of course, just say, okay, so what is this, you know, and take a look at it. And basically, it is just some data in the air. You know, we're not going to use it for anything. But yeah, it's a broadcast, and basically it's probably just that, you know, access point saying, "Hey, I'm here." So basically, but it would seem that it's now, I don't know this Google. Maybe that is the maybe someone have a phone with Android on this broadcast, and maybe that is the case. Now I'm no big expert in Wi-Fi traffic, but I know a little bit. I'm just guessing this is the actual phone broadcasting. So if we were to see a access point broadcasting itself, well, I don't know how that looks, to be honest, but maybe you could find out and learn something from it. Not something that I think is the most important thing to find out, because you could basically just go in, let me just quit this now. Basically just go in here in AirDump and then run it, and then see all the different kind of access points in the vicinity, and we're gonna find different ones. You know, you're gonna find bogus Wi-Fi and this Wi-Fi 4AE0, and we can see that to bogus Wi-Fi I'm actually connected, because this is the BSSID, the 6C ending on DB, and I have one client connected, which is my phone. So if I take my phone here and just go into Wi-Fi, and then I disconnect. So I'm just disconnect. I disconnected. There you go. So you can see I'm not connected to any Wi-Fi at the moment. Eventually, it should probably tell me that, you know, this should go away eventually. And I don't know how long it takes, but it is. I'm not connected to it anymore. So yeah, I don't know, maybe just restart it, but that is the case. And sometimes, you know, these sniffing tools, they get tired and you need to restart the whole thing. Anyways, we can see it finds the bogus Wi-Fi now, and yeah, it looks like getting tired. Anyways, I kind of showed what I want to show in this video, and I really hope you learned something about how the handshake looks and what it's used for and how you can capture it and stuff like that, and what it looks like in Wireshark. In the next video, we're going to do some more, I guess, more offensive attack stuff for the Wi-Fi access point. And we're getting there eventually. We're also going to try and compromise the actual access point itself. So when you got access to the Wi-Fi, which we already did in the first video, and I think also the second video where we brute forced our way in a half handshake, then we're going to try and get access to the actual, you know, access point itself. And I'm talking about this bad mama here, this one here, okay? So we're also going to try and get, oh, I clicked the button, get access to that at some point and force our way through. That's going to be quite fun. So yeah, for this video, I said the things I want to say, and I'm really happy with it. Hope you learned something, and also next time I'm going to see you again. Have a lovely day. Bye.